Hey, it's Gwen Fox, and thank you for being here. But this video is about you, your questions, because last video, which is right here in case you want to go back and look at it, last week's was all filled with so much information, and I got so many questions. And today, I have the answers. All right, here we go. I'm going to tell you all the supplies that you're going to need to get started on this. First thing, this is a little 5x5 canvas, wrap around about a 1-inch thick. It has some things on it. I just painted over it because it's not going to matter. So you want to get this done in black gesso, just plain old black gesso, because that's, you could do any color you want, but this is the color of choice for this. Then you're going to need matte medium. You're going to need matte medium. You're going to need, if it's anything really heavy, you're going to need Yes Glue. Yes Glue will be it's very thick, it's very durable. It's also acid-free. So you're going to also need to have a painting that you want to cut up or see if you can find any gems in it. Now I've got something new here that I was just playing around with, and I thought, okay, this was strictly, and you can see it's strictly that. I was just going to paint over this and use this as the background, but I thought, why not see if I have a gem? And I do. I did find one, but it's this way. And, oh, by the way, you'll also need pencil. You will need a brayer. You'll need a pair of scissors. And I'm sure I'll think of things as we go along. So you also need, of course, your mat, your little tool to find out what you want, what you have. And I found this, which I thought was interesting. It's nothing big, but it's going to allow me to show you how to tear the canvas. So let's see. Let's see if we get the bigger one. If the bigger one's better. Kind of like the bigger one. What do you guys think? All right, so then what you do is, because we're going to actually do this. I showed this in the last video, but I didn't go all the way as far as showing you actually putting it on. And that's what we're going to do today, because it's very simple. So now you have your pencil lines around here. Canvas, and I'm going to show you on this old one. Canvas tears straight. So if you do want to tear, it tears totally straight. Now, for some reason, I had trouble with this canvas tearing straight this way. I'm just going to see if it'll do it. Because you may have to cut one side. You have to cut to begin with. Anyway, well, it did. It just took a little bit more. So that's how you tear the canvas. You literally just cut into it and tear it. So now I've got my lines here. I've got my lines around this. And I am going to cut this up here where I want it, and then I'm going to tear it. Then I will cut this. Right here's my line. So I'm going to guesstimate, and I'm going to tear it. I just love the sound of that. To me, it's good. Then I've got my lines here. This is going to be harder, so I may end up cutting this because it's hard to get the grip on it. And sometimes it will literally tear the other way, but I did it. It's great. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave that cutting along this line. I cut it because it gives me something to hold on to. And it's sometimes hard to do it. So now we have our little piece here. Now this is, I think, quite nice. That when it has the edges, that you've got some white. I sometimes will pull to get more edges. So now let's put this on the black canvas and see how it looks. Now, this is canvas, so I think it's going to be just fine with matte medium. So you're going to need an old brush, and I'm just going to put out some matte medium. I just put it out here. I'm just going to now I don't want to get it too much to the edge, but I will get it to the edge on this. In fact, I might have wanted to use yes glue, but I'm going to try this. We're going to see. You got to try. The most important question to ask is what if? What if I do this? I'm trying to get this out. What if I do this? Is this going to work? And if it doesn't work, then, it doesn't work. You try. Now, let's say that this does not work. Yes, you can come back in, and you can put yes glue over it. So now you're going to put this down, and you are going to I usually put a paper towel down over it. And this is where you're going to use your brayer. I've got color on my brayer. I just finished a painting, and I used my brayer because I was adding a stencil. Now, it's nice and flat here. And so this is going to be, let's say that you just love this. You could sign it. You put a book on it, leave it overnight. That's all you do. So now we are going to do something else. We are going to, there was another one here too. I wonder if this one was better. See, there's so many fabulous ways to do these things. See, that's not bad either. That would have been a nice one. Yeah, do that next time. So now I'm going to take this off because someone called and emailed me and said, what if you have watercolor? What do you do? Okay, now let me digress for a second. Once this is really on and it's dry, you varnish it. You varnish the whole thing. You varnish the entire thing. Let it dry. You could either put this on a little easel, or you can put it so that you put the wire on the back. So that's totally up to you. But now, if you have watercolor paper, this is not exactly watercolor paper. This is oil paper, but it tears the same. So let's find a nice little ditty in here that we like, possibly. I don't know. You guys are going to have to help me here. Gonna have to Do we like it like this? Do we like it like that? Do we like it? See, I kind of like that. I like this dark over here. Kind of pulls the eye in. And so if that's the case, I don't want too much dark. That's too much. So I just want a little bit because I really like that yellow line right there. Now let's see if we did it this way. Is it a landscape? This is literally how I do it. So you could have it as a landscape. I kind of like it as this better. Do we want it up? I'd like this a little bit more there. All right, so here we go. Going to take out the pencil. Going to mark this. Now, watercolor paper is different. And you probably should just cut it. But I'm going to do what I tell you to do, which is to say, what if? And I'm going to find my line. And my line is, I should have done darker lines. So I'm going to really make that one dark. Really make this one dark. I'm going to put this over this again and do it. Because I kind of like this. I don't want to mess it up. So the thing is that you say, but I can't, it's going to smear. So I'm going to tell you what to do on that. But I wanted to see if this worked because I want to know if this is going to work. I'm going to tear this along that line. The reason I'm doing this is because I want that deckled edge. So if I've got this way, then I just turn it over, push it down, and let's see if it works. May not work, guys. If it doesn't work, I'm just not out much, but see, it looks better than a cut edge. So let's do this. So now you're thinking, but I can't put, watercolor is going to smear. Watercolor is not going to be stable. And you're right. But we're going to make it that way. Now let's see if we can do this. If you tear this way, you get an edge that's different than if you tear the other way. Now, here is the edge for this. And let's tear along that edge. Actually, this is quite fun. Because, I'm learning too with this work. I'm not going to be one that's going to say, just do this because I know it works. See, if you tear this way, you don't get the white. If you tear this way, you'll get the white. See, it tears beautifully. All right. Now we're going to get to the last bit. This is kind of exciting. Let's see if it's going to work. I hope it does. Otherwise, I got to redo this video, right? Because I got to show you things that work. All right, so now let's tear this a little bit at the beginning so it does tear. All right, now we've got this. I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to put this on. Now, I would probably want a 4x4 on this. I would probably want a 4x4. The reason being is that this is a little bit too small. The reason you put the black gesso in first is you don't want to have to paint this afterwards. That would be a nightmare, and you don't want that. Do I like this? Would I like that color coming down? So let's just see. Maybe I would like to have that color down here. What do you guys think on this? Do you think it needs to have something there? Here. Then you can just come down. There, see, I can do that. But let's get back to the fact that this is a watercolor. First of all, you are going to, the first thing you do is spray your watercolor with a fixative. This way it will not move underneath. Fixative, then you're going to put a varnish over the watercolor. This seals it, holds it. Then after it's dry, you can do just about anything. Then I would varnish it to seal this in. So anyway, I hope this has helped. Send me your questions because I would love, love, love to answer them, and know that I love you, and we will see you next time. Okay? Bye.